This is coming out of Connecticut. I think this is last year.
My daughter came in and actually talked about this bill and came in front of the Public Safety Committee to talk about this and testify.
This is Representative Scott, by the way, in Connecticut, talking about how his daughter started this whole idea.
This is we like to call the fish bill here. There's a statute currently in statute that talks about how no person can use an animal, a reptile, or a bird as a prize at a carnival, fair, whatever that is. That's its current statute. Why the reptile or bird was added after the fact of animal, we don't really know. They're all animals, right? So if you have animal, you think it would cover that. But because the number one thing that is at carnivals that's given away as a prize is
what?
You know I know.
Goldfish.
Right.
Andrew, you know that? Goldfish. Number one prize given away, goldfish.
I knew about the giveaway. It was common, but I didn't know about the history of it.
They'd have a little, goldfish bowl, and they'd have ping pong balls, and try to throw it in there, and then if you won, you got a goldfish.
A fish, a goldfish. Yep. We asked to add the word fish into this statute. So it's really of a technical change. And the reason why is my daughter witnessed when she was at a carnival one time, there were some kids who are not necessarily being kind to the fish they won. They're on top of the Ferris wheel, throwing them off the Ferris wheel. Some of them were actually even eating them, believe it or not. So because of that, we asked for this to be in there to be clear to the carnival and fair people to make sure that they understand that this should not be happening. They shouldn't be giving away these as prizes.
Aha! So in Connecticut, no more. I think Minnesota, New York, no more goldfish. I tried to see if it's the same in Washington, no more prize goldfish. And boy, we have come a long way. Let us go back in history for just a brief time when goldfish were actually given away by the government. Here we go. Sounds like the needle's got some fuzz on it.
Of course.
First goldfish came to the United America back in 1830. A guy named Captain Henry Bully Robinson. He landed there in Newburgh, New York, and he brought a pretty little fish he had found in France. And other people were like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Other people started getting fish. He put them in a little pond, and he'd give them to his friends and neighbors. But it wasn't until, well, the United States Commission of Fisheries got started back in 1878. The most amazing part of the story is they say they'd been around for 7 years, and so for a publicity stunt. Now, why the State Commission for Fisheries needed to have a publicity stunt, it was to be able to get people's, to get excited about this new part of the federal government. And so they decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to offer goldfish. If you're ever in Washington, D.C., if you live in Washington, D.C., and if you'd like to have a goldfish, we'll send you a goldfish. So between 1880 and 1890, the fish were bred in ponds in Washington and Baltimore. And then if you requested one, all you had to do is write to your member of Congress saying, hey, I want a goldfish. And they would send you a glass bowl with a goldfish in it. The program went on from 1888 to 1890. They sent out so many goldfish that 1 out of every 3 homes in Washington, D.C. had a bowl with a goldfish in it. Wow. They got so big that eventually at some point the Fish Commission, had to make a decision between giving away goldfish and actually doing something that they were supposed to be doing. Then they finally decided, well, maybe we should shut this program down because it's costing us a lot of money. Can you imagine? Were they mailing them? No.
It had to be. How else are you getting these goldfish?
What are you going to do? Go a bowl with water in it and a fish? Hand that to the postman?
Well, I'm assuming maybe they put the fish in a bag like they do at the carnival.
A bag in the 1890s? They're all plastic bags. You get the bowl and the water and the fish. I guess they would deliver it by truck or by hand or something, so they would deliver to 1 out of every 3 homes, ended up getting a goldfish. That's when the federal government was sending people fish for a publicity stunt. Nuts. Now they are such an invasive species that various states will do everything they possibly can. They'll fine you as much as $45,000 if they find a fish that you've put in a pond, that if it's in there, because these things can grow as big as a football. Did you know that?
Yeah, like the koi fish, right?
Yeah, they get big, but they'll grow to whatever their space is, but they get quite large. I remember when they were in the city of Sammamish at Pine Lake, people would take their aquariums down there like, oh, I feel kind of bad. My kid went off to college. I got this stupid aquarium. So they would, middle of the night, they go down there and dump the fish into the Pine Lake.
And now you know.
The rest of the story.
Okay, maybe you can't answer this
Yes,
question.
well, that's right.
You do have a pond at your property in Cle Elum.
Let's go to Nate in the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. Nate, no, I'm kidding. What?
Nothing in there? Any invasive species in there?
We have a 4-inch seep pipe that comes from the canal that was built back in 1927. And the seep pipe has the water, comes out of the canal, comes down the hill. And in that pipe, some small trout come in through the pipe from the canal down into the pond. Yeah, and they float around in there. They swim around in there. Yeah, so those guys seem to be quite happy. And there's a whole bunch of salamanders, bunch of frogs and stuff. And then there's that big blue herring that sits right on the dock. And I just see that herring like, ooh, what do I want to eat next?
Just picking them off like
I was in
fish
there
in a barrel.
yesterday. I was in there yesterday and doing my cold plunge thing. And I was like, God, those salamanders. Because I'm exposed, you know, and I'm thinking, do those things bite you?
No.
No?
No.
Nothing's going to grab me.
No, well, not salamanders. That otter might have its
The
way.
otter's not in there. Yeah, that would be the last thing I'd be in there. Get the otter. Imagine that. I'd really be calling Longevity Medical Clinic.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
can you reattach something for me? All right. By the way, Nate, are you going to be in this Christmas thing with Felix?
Oh, yeah, I'm Chokey, the traffic elf.
Yeah, we'll see how long that voice lasts. All right, that's coming. Is it 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
It is 8 o'clock.
And
All right,
what's
good.
your voice sound like?
I haven't.
Come on, let's have it.
No, because I was going to do like a choky voice, but now you've taken my voice from me, so I don't know. I'm supposed to be a weatherman, a disgruntled, depressed weatherman living in the North Pole.
Because the weather never changes, so your job's very banal.
Yes,
and boring.
I should probably read the script before we get on the air.
I don't know. There's a script. I think there's a timeline, but I don't know about a script. I think it's more of a guide.
Oh my gosh, this is the Hindenburg. Look at Andrew. He's like, oh my God.